Spoiler warning. The following discussion will contain spoilers. We recommend checking out the movie first, then coming back to hang with us. But if you don't care about that, glad to have you here. Alright, everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Real Review. My name is Kevin.
And I'm John.
And we are The Real Movie Guys. On today's episode, we'll be reviewing Piranha 3D as part of the Stay Out of the Water special event month, where we've been taking a look at some of the movies that made you fear to once go into the water. So, Piranha 3D. After an underwater tremor releases a prehistoric group of man-eating piranha, a coastal town must find a way to stop this threat and save Spring Break. I think another title for this movie, instead of Piranha 3D, would be Piranha the Porn.
What?
Nothing. It's just the kids. They just pitched a tent outside, and and it's just really nice to see them playing with each other.
Because I think I just watched a porno.
Put your ass on the glass! Put your ass on the glass! Yeah!
I forgot, honestly. It's been a long time. This movie came out in 2010. 2010 was like, I want to say it was the beginning of the huge like 3D movement we had in the movie theaters. This was one of like the first big like pushes into 3D. I remember actually I picked this up as one of the first movies I bought in 3D because, you know, it was part of that whole movement. So I'm like, oh, I want to be part of that. This movie's terrible. By all means, this is a really bad movie, especially after we just watched the classic Piranha movie, which I absolutely loved. This movie was nowhere near it. Now, John, what is your experience with this movie? I know you've seen this before.
Yeah, I saw it once before, but I don't remember it though.
Well, it's hard,
after rewatching it again, I don't remember any of this parts or anything.
Yeah,
it's like, all right, this is like a whole new movie to watch.
I mean, I don't remember this many boobs in this movie. I mean, like I said, we were talking about the last Piranha, the 1978 one. We were talking about, oh, it's an exploitation film and it was taboo to have gore and show a kid get bit by a piranha. This movie, every 2 seconds, man, I got boobs in my face. I might as well be at the strip club. I felt like throwing out dollar bills at times at the screen. I just didn't expect, I guess I didn't expect that, or I don't remember it. Maybe younger me was okay with that. And then I could see like a lot of younger kids, like, you know, I could see like that 15-year-old who's like, oh, mommy, I'm going to watch Piranha 3D. And then he sneaks off in his bedroom and locks the door. Essentially, that's what this movie's for, right? I think we can agree on that's what this movie's for. To tantalize those youngins, the teenage boys.
Probably, yeah.
It's kind of funny. And if you look at it from that perspective, that's really hilarious. Even odder about this movie, we'll get into it in a little bit. This movie has like a really good cast of people. Like actors, there's like what were they doing? Were they that hung up on money that they needed to make this movie? I mean, do they want to make some of them want to experience like what making a porno feels like? So they said, "Hey, what's the closest you can get me to being in a porn that's not a porn?" And they saw the script for this. I mean, that's what it feels like at times, to be honest.
I mean, at least these boobs were better than the ones at strip clubs, so
yeah, I mean,
we'll give them that.
Maybe. Anyway. So let's get into some positives. There's not many. I'm not gonna keep you here too long. There are some cool piranha kills actually in this movie. In particular, there's a scene. I think it's an above shot where a man's swimming and you just see blood start to like circulate around him, and then he sinks. They drag him deep down into the water. I thought that was a really cool scene. Not even that. The whole piranha attack on Spring Break. There's a sequence in this movie. I tried to. It's about 10 minutes long. Right? It's a 10-minute chunk of this movie. It's the piranha attacking the Spring Breakers, and it's everything I would have wanted out of this movie, right? I mean, you have the carnage is beyond anything I think I've ever seen in a movie, right? It's that good to where people are getting severed in half. There's a boat that crashes into a guy. His head explodes because he's swimming. There's a girl's hair gets caught in a propeller of the boat, and then the propeller starts spinning and it rips her like head and face off. and the piranha are just chomping at people. I mean, this is like, if you're a gore hound, this is what you want out of this movie. This is what you were looking for. The whole scene from beginning to end is just nonstop carnage, and it's great. I think it's great. I actually went back and I watched it again because I thought it was that good of a scene. I really did enjoy it. I'm like, this is incredibly creative. All the deaths are creative and I would say different enough to where I haven't seen them before. And what it's doing in this movie, I don't know. Maybe that's the only part of the movie that they actually figured out that they wanted to do, and then the rest of it kind of formed around it. Because, damn, is it good. It's a really good horror scene.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And like
many great parts to it, too.
Yeah, no, like I said, the sequence of events is crazy. I mean, I wish I could... I'll try and show as much as I can. While I'm talking, it should be playing in the background of this, so I'll try to show what I can. This is one of those movies where I can't show much because YouTube will strike us down immediately because they'll think we're putting up porn. Essentially, that's what this movie is. So I can only show a little bit. I'll show as much as I can. Another good thing I would say, I do like, the tribute to Jaws is great. They literally have Richard Dreyfuss in this movie playing Matt Hooper. They changed his name to Matt Boyd, but he is Matt Hooper. He's wearing the same costume. He's even singing the song from Jaws. He's in the boat.
On land, sea and foam. You can always hear me singing this song. Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to live.
And he dies. That was great. I mean, that had me rolling. That beginning scene was probably one of the best things I've ever seen as far as like a tribute in a horror movie. I thought that was fantastic. You like to see it. You do. You like to see that. That was fun. What else? John, what other positives do you have? Do you have any kind of positives for this movie?
I thought, like, in a way, the strong woman character too, like, of the kid's mom,
okay,
the police officer.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, she seems like she's working on, like, trying to make sure that she's got everything done at her home, and then also trying to take care of, like, this busy time for them during spring break.
Right.
I thought her character was very good, and, like, I felt like she was caring, and then she was helpful and everything. So I thought she did a very good job.
No, she was good. I think Elizabeth Shue plays her. She was really good. I wouldn't say very good, but I would say for the most part, which is surprising too about this movie, is it's competently acted. I wouldn't say any of the acting's terrible, essentially, in this movie. I mean, the people who aren't actors, of course, are not good, but, you know, you do have pretty good people. Again, you had Richard Dreyfuss, Ving Rhames.
What the fuck?
Elizabeth Shue. You had Christopher Lloyd in this movie.
We have a major problem.
I mean, what are you doing? Stephen R. McQueen, who plays who plays Jake.
Jake? Jake is my boy. Jake is the man with the plan, the insight, the knowledge.
You know, it's interesting. You actually had some good. You had Adam Scott.
So, where are the parents?
Who I love from Parks and Rec. He's in this movie, which I totally forgot he was in this movie until we started watching it. The only actor I wouldn't like is Jerry O'Connell, who plays pretty much the essential Girls Gone Wild character.
You're new at this. I'm cool with that, man. Really, I am. But what you're doing to me? What this is?
In this movie, I don't like him to begin with, so that doesn't help. I think he was just really cringy and bad in this movie. But we'll get to that. We'll talk about the characters later. The only other tribute I'd say, it does pay some tribute to the original 1978 Piranha, which I think was competent as well. They have the hand coming out of the scene, coming out of the water scene. They have Richard Dreyfuss doing it, which I think is great. You had that scene. Also, the ending is reminiscent of the original, which I think is kind of cool. They drag them out of the water with the boat. It's not the ridiculous count to 100. It's the more realistic count to 10. So I'll give them points for that. All right, let's count to 10 instead of 100 like the original. That makes a lot more sense.
The boat doesn't start.
No. I mean, again, you had a little bit of drama. They explode the boat, and that kills the fish? Question mark?
Sure.
We'll talk about that.
It's with the propane tanks.
Sure, okay. We'll talk about that. But like I said, I think that was competently done. Overall, those are the competent things. Again, nothing besides that one spring break scene is actually really good in this movie. I would say everything else in this is terrible. Everything is terrible. Again, huge negative. It might as well be a porn movie. This movie, oh my God, like nonstop. It's uncalled. It's just, that's what this movie was for. I think it was made, like I said earlier, just for teenage boys to see boobs, even better in 3D. That's what this is for.
Makes it even better. Boobs in 3D.
I guess. Ugh, just again, and because of that, I think too, this movie's. I think this movie was. I don't know if this is 100%, but I believe it was post converted in 3D, so it wasn't actually filmed to be in 3D. It was actually converted afterwards. The CGI is terrible in this movie. Some of it's so bad, and I don't even know if it's just because of the 3D conversion or what. But regardless of that, some of the scenes are just so bad. Again, we both watched it in 2D, so I can't speak for the 3D edit of the film. But the 2D, this is terrible. This is like one of the worst things. Piranha 1978 looked better than this, and they had little friggin' piranhas on sticks waving them at the camera. This looked bad every second.
They didn't have this many boobies.
No, 1978 didn't. This one. I mean,
one's got a lot.
There's some other stuff no. What else is there? Terrible story, boring, uneven. All the trifecta.
You knew something was going to happen to the kid.
Come on, guys. Every year it's the same thing. I'm stuck here with you guys while I miss all the spring break fun.
You mean spring break boobies?
You knew, very, very cliche again.
I kind of thought one of them was going to get eaten.
Again, this movie isn't trying to be more than a B film, but it can't even be a B film. It's that bad. It can't even get the B film formula right, I feel like. It's just, the story is just not into... I mean, it's okay. It's kind of fun. The piranha come out of the, they have a seismic earthquake, and the piranha, these prehistoric piranha come out and attack everybody. Stupid. I mean, it's stupid. It just doesn't work. The story doesn't work. The characters are uninteresting. I didn't care about anybody at all. Again, the point of these movies really isn't the characters. The point of it's the deaths. But when you only have one, okay, I'll give it one really amazing scene and then a couple splattered, like, mediocre scenes at best, that doesn't make up for the lack of storytelling in this movie. You gotta have, if you're not gonna have the kills, you gotta give us something else to like this movie, and clearly the movie's not competent to do that.
Yeah, definitely. I
mean, it gives you boobs instead. I guess if you like boobs, then this is an A+ for you. But
I like some boobs.
Yeah. I mean, the dialogue's cringe. Again, I'm not expecting Oscar-worthy dialogue, but Christopher Lloyd, some of the stuff, he had to give this stupid explanation behind the piranha.
He used to swim the Colorado River right up until the Pleistocene epoch. I still don't understand how you found one alive.
And it's good because it's interesting because it's Christopher Lloyd, but if it wasn't Christopher Lloyd, I'd be like vomiting. It's like word vomit.
Cannibalism. They must have fought each other to survive.
It's terrible. It sucks because it's attempting to be an exploitation film, but I think it took one aspect of the formula and went way overboard to essentially become a porno versus what I think the whole heart of what an exploitation film is supposed to be. So very unsuccessful in my opinion on that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have as much of a problem with it as you do. I mean, I understand what they were like you said, like their main audience was probably like 15-year-olds to 17-year-olds, but I think they also kind of tried to do it like more in a, I mean, it's thrown in your face a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't think they did it as like tastelessly as they could have. They could have done it like so much worse than what they did.
I don't know. I mean, one of the good kills in the movie is there's a girl who's she's on one of those what are they called, hang gliders, and she's topless for the whole scene.
I know that's
why.
That's
I know
break,
it's spring
man.
break, but man, and then the piranhas start eating her, and then you see her, like, her legs waving around all bloody, and she's just topless for no reason. They're zooming in. They're more focused on the topless part than they are the actual gore and violence of the movie, which is the whole purpose of what should be the whole purpose of this movie. I think the spring break theme, this is like a Bad Girls Gone Wild video. I think that's what this was, and they just threw like a piranha subplot into it. That's what this is essentially. I think even another insult even is that there's a cliffhanger in this movie. Like, they really thought they were going to make... I think they did make a sequel. We're not covering it. Piranha 3DD, Double D.
Oh, Double D?
So I guess they literally realized, let's just go with the boob gimmick and keep it going. It has the Hasselhoffs in it, too, I think, the sequel.
Oh, the Hoff.
The Hoff. But, yeah, like I said, there's nothing enjoyable here. What I would ultimately recommend for you... Well, before I even get into that, I'm going to give you my final score. My final score for Piranha 3D... It gets an F. I recommend to you at home. I do recommend the spring break, scene with the piranha attacking. I think that's an excellently done scene. I really do. Again, shouldn't have nothing to do with this movie. Go on. I think it's on YouTube. You can actually go check that out. Just go watch that. That's enough. Ignore the rest of it. You don't have to watch this movie. This movie can't... It wants to be something it just can't be. It wants to be a good exploitation film. It just fails on every level for me. John, where do you stand with this movie?
I give this movie a C.
Look, relax, Derek, okay? I'm just going a little wild.
Really?
I don't mind as much of the boobs and everything that it had in it. I mean, it's kind of like another silly movie of just like things that they wanted to throw in. Like somebody had an idea. They're like, hey, I want a lot of boobs in this movie, and let's throw in some crazy piranhas and stuff.
Which, you know what? I wouldn't mind, right? I wouldn't. And I get it. I like the spring break concept. I think that's interesting. My problem, and it gets kind of creepy, even to be honest. Like Jerry O'Connell's performance as being like the Girls Gone Wild host, to me, he turns what could be like a fun, boob-filled movie. He becomes almost like rape culture-y, kind of bad in this movie, and it's just like it's really uncomfortable.
Wet t-shirt. Wet t-shirt.
And again, I'm not Mr. Politically Correct by any stretch of the meaning, but again, it doesn't do it for me. Again, even the boobs aside, the rest of the movie just doesn't work. There's not anything interesting new. But hey, John, you enjoyed it, so that's good. I'm glad.
Well, I think if you had a good time. If you get rid of that guy and stuff, I think altogether it wasn't like a terrible movie.
You know what? I'll give you that. I 1,000% I'll give you that.
Like looking back at it, it's no like award-winning movie. But it wasn't going for that. It wasn't going for like anything close to that. It was just going for like a movie where they were gonna be like, hey, and plus I feel like it shows a good reality of like what a lot of people assume spring break is like, where a whole bunch of college people getting together, drinking, having a good time, and girls showing their boobs. You know, it's almost like a Mardi Gras kind of.
Yeah, I feel
atmosphere.
Like this is the movie Spring Break. This is how Hollywood portrays spring break to be, which in some cases I think it does approach that in some instances, but this is the movie version of spring break. It didn't work for me. I mean, the best piece of dialogue in this movie actually comes from Jerry O'Connell, ironically, and he goes,
They took my penis! They took my penis!
After he gets eaten by a bunch of piranha, his whole body gets eaten, and then underwater, again, I can't show this, I'll show what I can of the clip, then there's literally a penis floating in 3D, and it like smacks you in the face, and it gets eaten by a piranha. Is this what we're making? I think I'll give you that. If you got rid of Jerry O'Connell and you got rid of that whole subplot, I might have liked this better. I think it would have worked better for me. I think I could have at least gotten to the D range with it.
Yes, I feel like an F is way too.
But right now it's
too
F.
much.
No, it's an F. As it stands, this movie is an F based on the way they made it. Again, we could say it's like any movie we watch. We could take things out. We could change our score drastically. But what you gave me, you're getting an F. Your 3D wasn't enough for me. Your story's not enough for me. I'll just go watch 1978 Piranha. I'll be cool with that. I had a good time. I'll keep watching that.
Okay.
Anyway, John, where can the people find us at home?
You can find us on YouTube, at TheReelMovieGuys on YouTube. You can like us, subscribe to our channel. You can like this video. You can tell Kevin whether you liked the boobs in this movie or you didn't, or what other things you might have liked
Please
in this
tell me.
movie.
I don't mind.
You can also hit us up on Twitter at TheReelMovieGuy. You can tweet at us. Tell us what you're doing. Tell us the things that you like about our channel. Maybe it's some things we can change. You could also find us on a lot of podcast platforms, such as...
Yes, for your listening pleasure, we are also available in podcast form at iTunes, Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, and Pocket Casts. Be sure to give us a listen at any of those fine places. If you already are right now, hey, we greatly appreciate it. Just search Real Movie Guys and we'll pop right up. I would like to thank you all for joining us in this episode of The Real Review. Definitely leave us comments down below. We do have some next sequence of movies coming up I think you guys are going to enjoy. Stay Out of the Water month will continue strong. We got a couple deep sea guys we're going to take a look at, so I hope you enjoy. My name's Kevin. This guy over here, he's John. We are The Real Movie Guys. Real guys, real movies, real thoughts. Don't forget, stay out of the water. We'll catch you next time.
See ya!